care how experienced you are.
Home in 30 for Mariah Stackhouse, 68. She will play the weekend. On to the afternoon players, and Henderson holding from off the green at the 10th. She was out in 34. That got her just one shot back of Susan. Summertime in the Pacific Northwest as the LPGA visits the city of Bridges. We are 4,926 miles from London, and you can see the mileage to a number of different places there on that sign. Portland, known for its vibrant downtown area, eclectic food scene, love of the outdoors here. Well, that shot is taken from a camera just above our television compound. We are close to the airport in the shadow of Cressel Nicole with Maria Ho Uribe, Julie Yang, and Karine Ishay. This is the tee at 14th. Brooke Henderson going with the driver.
That's aggressive on this fairway that really pinches in. Just missed a short 7-footer for birdie on the last. This one up the left, but should be fine.
Trundle back towards the middle of the fairway, so getting a bit better for Henderson.
Yeah, 14 is a pretty narrow fairway, but when you add in trees that overhang, it's even narrower this season. She's also done some extra things. She's won her first major championship. You know that comes with a lot of responsibility and so on. But she came in here a little bit tired. She had an early tee time yesterday. She shoots that wonderful round of 65, and she's gone from the golf course maybe by the way that plays for the morning wave and the afternoon wave, because the morning wave is played in kind of little overcast skies, and it's just a little bit different. You get a little breeze in the afternoon, not a lot, but a little.
It's been a little chilly in the mornings. You were out playing some golf this morning, Jerry. It's probably a little different with the conditions.
Yeah, but walking and carrying the bag, it was plenty warm. I don't do that often. This shot from 111, ball well below her feet, a shot that a lot of players typically pull, and I can't explain why. She has been so accurate with these irons today and this week so far.
Well, she didn't love it, but that is the way to miss a shot.
Henderson tied for the lead, trying to successfully defend here at the Cambia Portland Classic on a beautiful Friday afternoon. Brooke Henderson over at the 14th with her sister Brittany on the bag as usual.
You know, we talk so much about how much Brooke is playing and enjoying every minute of it. Just seems to love golf. It's all she's really ever known, Judy, because it was just, what, last year and the year before when she wasn't playing an event, when she didn't get in because she didn't become a member till a year ago, she would take those weeks off and go caddy for her sister, who was playing some Metro Tour events. So golf, or being on a golf course, is just a daily thing pretty much every day of these young ladies' lives.
Yeah, the sisters and their parents, they have been deeply involved in golf now for a lot of years. There's her sister, Brittany.
This putt pretty speedy. Will move a little left, but also another defensive putt.
It's a pretty good effort, almost going in. They played this event in August last year, and to move it a little earlier in the year because of Olympic golf. So Henderson returning almost a year later to Portland, and what a difference from 2015 to 2016 for Brooke Henderson.
Last year, you know, coming here, I didn't even know if I was going to be in the tournament. I had to Monday qualify, and if I didn't, I had to caddy for my sister, so that was really the big motivation for me to qualify, because I didn't want to carry that bag. But then we both were in the field, and it was so much fun.
Take a look at how Brooke has moved through the Rolex Women's World Ranking. She is currently second when she won here in Portland, 17th in the world.
You know, number one in the world is Lydia Ko, and I read an interesting memory this morning, which is Brooke played in her first LPGA tournament in Canada when she was 14 years old. And that was the same year that Brooke Henderson, at age 15, won the Canadian Open as an amateur from New Zealand. And now they are 1 and 2 in the world.
We're on the 15th tee. Brooke Henderson.
And both her fellow competitors have played 3 woods, which is the typical club of choice here. You don't want to hit it over 235 yards because you can get in those fairway bunkers that stand sentry on this fairway left and right. Brooke also clubbing back.
Pin today, Jerry's in that front left, so it's imperative that you go at this whole location from the fairway.
You have a chance, though, to get it close today. Yesterday, impossible.
So she's aimed right. Gonna try to hit a little sweeping draw.
And always aims a little right with those feet, and that is a sweeping draw that might need to take a seat.
Depends on the lie. Looked like it might have settled down just a little bit. That'll test her talents. Suzanne Pedersen and Brooke. Couple under today.
Wow. Wish I could peer at that badly. Brooke Henderson now. John, 121. It's not, as you guys suggested, not a great lie. It is sitting down a little bit, but those rake marks that look like they were done by the machines that rake the majority of the bunkers, those rake marks right there are straight in line with the hole, and that always makes it easy when you don't have a perfect lie.
Certainly helps right here. This is important to keep your balance, keep your body still. You want to catch it just a little. You want to catch the ball first, maybe just a little bit thin,
but not too thin. Got it pretty cleanly.
Sounded great.
Enough club.
just a little bit short, but she's going to decide whether she's going to pitch that ball or putt that ball. We're going to take a look at her action out of the fairway bunker. It's important to keep your body very, very still, not move ahead. Nice full shoulder turn. Went at it nice and aggressive. Might have caught it just because of the lie. Might have caught it just a touch heavy. But it was right at Henderson now. Third shot.
Flag stick removed, which is a little surprising. This is roughly 30 feet away, and about 18 of it is fringe, only 12 feet of green from this angle.
I like this play, Jerry. You have to be so exact pitching the ball.
When I walked by it, I thought it was the only play.
Nicely done.
Yeah, it would have been way too difficult to pitch that ball landed on the green, so that you're not putting too many more variables in there by putting it through the fringe than chipping it through it.
You know, I think players are so good today that there's a tendency sometimes for these very good players to do what is supposedly right instead of what they feel. And Brooke is the kind of player
to make the cut.
So, John, I've wanted to get your opinion, know if you have any thoughts about Brooke Henderson and how far she grips down on every shot she plays. It just is part of her routine. It's part of her habit.
Yeah, the only guy player that I can remember that did that, and you know him quite well, Judy, was Dave Eichelberger. He choked down on the club as well, and I think really it just, you know, it stiffens the golf shaft. I think you can have a lot of control over, you know, how you place the face, how you hold the face. Kind of takes the hands out of action. So it's probably something that she's done since she was very, very young. And she is very young, but maybe grew up with clubs that were too long and had to choke down on the club just to be able to swing the club.
Yeah, that's the thing. People who start the game when they're still, you know, very small. But you make an interesting point because, well, we'll get back to that the next time we get back to Brooke, because there's something I think we can...
Back on day 2 of the Cambia Portland Classic at the 16th hole. The defending champion is Brooke Henderson, and the 18-year-old is right in the hunt this year as well. Tied for the lead with Pedersen, and she has a bit of work to do here at the 16th, Jerry.
She does. A little bit of an uphill lie. Not a great lie, but it is sitting down in this rather strong, I guess it's bench rough, but nonetheless plenty of green with which to work. A very flat green at that. So just make good clean contact with this, and the rest should be easy. She's got impeccable touch around the greens. she'll put her hands well forward on this, at least in the rehearsal. Ball back on her right foot to try and negate catching too much grass between the club face and the ball. Very descending blow. Jumped on her a bit.
That one left to say par. And now Brooke Henderson for par.
Little pitch shot rolled just a little bit to the right, passing the hole, so this should be inside right.
Yeah, well done.
She might be one of the best par putters I have ever seen. This young player has some kind of different mindset when that putts for a par.
Doing well so far, tied for the event. They are playing the Cullymore Classic in Canadian Lakes, Michigan. To the tee at the 17th.
Back here at 17, Brooke Henderson now. Tee shot.
Both fellow competitors, once again, hitting good tee shots, left center of the fairway. That's the ideal sign. You don't want to... The fairway bunker down the left is in reach with a really good driver, but the ideal place is to leave it up on top of that hill, so you have a great look at the hole. Some of the longer players downwind will hit it down the bottom of the hill, and it's just a wedge, but it's not always the easiest one.
Yep, less than driver for Brooke right there.
That's a left with a 3-wood. That's maddening when you club back and hit a bad shot.
Well, depends on the lie, stance and swing. She might be able to run something up the front of the green. She gets that right aiming going, and I know that well. I'm a right aimer myself, so yeah, you see how she's out there to the right?
Yeah, and then I think every now and then she works under the ball. Her shoulders work under really well, but every now and then as she's getting through the shot, she'll hang back just a little bit. And that hang back right there, it just always gets that ball that starts either straight or a little bit left and then goes left. I've seen that ball.
Unfortunately, I know it well right now. That has been my kind of Achilles heel the last couple of years as well.
People know this, but one of the big goals of getting golf in the Olympics was to expose it more around the world.
Third shot for Maria Uribe. Elected to pitch the ball. Got it just a little too clean. Very difficult pitch shot. Not quite sure what type of shot you're going to play. We have Brooke Henderson's second shot now at 17.
Yeah, there is a chance. She has to keep it low for a long time. Good news is there's a valley that it'll land in, then it'll roll slightly uphill, and it breaks left. So if she happens to get this online and it judges how it comes out of there nicely, she could feasibly get this close. That's a big challenge, but it's not the hardest punch shot I've ever seen.
No, and she's got that low draw.
Yeah. Came out nicely. Might need to keep running a bit. Not a bad leave at all.
Yeah, good leave going back up the hill. She'll, again, have the options of either pitching or putting that.
But
You got to go.
Looks like a person should be.
Have you been to the Oregon
the trip
coast?
there.
Have you been to the coast?
I have been to the Oregon coast.
That is beautiful.
But the LPGA has played 4 courses that I can remember.
Brooke Henderson now.
She does something not a lot of players do. She steps off for lengthy putts. She was asked yesterday about a long putt she made. How far was it? Most players just guess like we do. And she said 12 steps, 36 feet.
Jerry, I've done that for a long time. I've stepped it off as well. I started doing that in high school and in college, and just kind of stuck with me. It gave me a consistent feel around the greens, and just knowing how hard and how firm to hit putts. So I'm proud to say I step off my putts as well. Maybe I influenced the young Brooke Henderson. Who knows?
She may have been a big John Cook fan growing up.
Never know. Canada. Had a nice run through Canada a couple times, so.
Wasn't everybody a John Cook fan?
Yeah.
Hardly. Hardly.
She got a good teach from Austin Spud, that's for sure. Ooh, that's got to sit down.
I think it falls under the category of do not fix what isn't broken.
Definitely. That's you got your routine, you got your patterns, and that's the name of this game. This professional game is consistency and patterns.
Rebay almost holding it. Over to 17.
17th hole, Brooke Henderson to save par.
A lot of work remaining for this par, but like Judy said, an incredibly successful putter when it is for par. When it's for birdie, she's pretty good too. Leads the tour in birdies made this year. Not only because she's played the most, but because she has played well the most. 17 events played. What is it? 10 top 10s, a win. It's been a nice year.
It was a nice, consistent season. One of the best par putters we've ever seen is a good old friend of yours, Judy, Raymond Floyd. He hated bogeys with a passion.
Well, you know, studies have been done that from approximately this length, actually, that there is a different mindset and that more par putts are made than birdie putts are made from this distance.
We as professionals just dislike bogeys with all our heart.
You've got to have a strong will.
Back down the hill, moving a little bit to her right. Knew it right away, just up and out of it. Unfortunate bogey right there, but set up by a poor tee shot, but she'll go to 18. Trying to right the ship a little bit.
But she really dominated here last year. She won by 8, setting a new tournament record. Let's take you back to August of 2015, and Henderson leading by 5 heading into the final round. She shot 65 in round 3, 66, 67 over the first 2 days. That was a birdie at the 9th on Sunday to push her lead to 7 shots. At the 17th hole, we just saw her miss a par putt there. Well, there was a birdie last year on Sunday, and she would have a 9-shot lead heading to the 72nd tee. She dropped a shot on the final hole, tried to make it exciting, but it's difficult when you're 9 ahead, isn't it, Judy? Yeah. But she made bogey on the 18th hole, her 3rd bogey of the week. The celebrations began. She was the 3rd player to win an LPGA Tour event. I don't have a pet, so I don't have to worry about these things. Unlikely to get one either, I'm afraid to say.
Don't tell all your fans.
Brooke Henderson now on the 18th.
Fairway. That fairway bunker is within reach for Brooke up the right side. They turn it over a little bit, which has kind of been her miss throughout her very, very brief career. The fairway does bend out a little bit on the left, widen a bit.
Jerry, is memory serving me correctly? Is the driver 48 inches long?
It is the maximum. She has, she fluctuates between 47 and 48. She's using the 48, but effectively still 45 as much as she grips down on it. And that is pretty much the standard length for most drivers on both men's and women's tour.
She can get it out there, though, from time to time. She seems to have varying distances. When she really lets it rip on just the right fairway, she can easily hit at 270.
Disproportionately long with the driver compared to the irons. This one's a bullet up the left. Needs to get lucky. But yeah, 12th on tour in driving distance, and I would say with her irons, maybe middle of the pack.
She may have a bit of work to do there with that whole location today that Suzanne Pedersen loves, and the same could be said for Brooke Henderson.
Yeah, that's right.
It's her 3rd to the 12th.
Par 5 with a real front hole location. Tricky to get that ball close.
She would get to 11 under par with a birdie there at the 12th. Dropped a shot, as we just saw, at the 17th. Not a great drive at 17, and not a good drive here at 18. Jerry, does she have a bit of tree trouble?
I think because her swing is so flat, and because she's not tall in stature, I think she can take a full swing at this. But sitting down in the rough, it's 170 yards to that back left hole location. That is not the goal right now.
So 145 system? Yeah. That right front corner's good, right? Yep.
She just wants a little piece of the green.
Should be able to get it at least 10 yards long. Okay. 45, right? Yep.
Going with 6 iron, going to hit a low runner most likely. Just don't want to overcook it left. Tough to do out of the rough though. No, she got a little greedy, but it's going to be fine. I don't think he could do any better than that.
I would call that fine, Jerry. Sure would.
That's getting finer. That's ridiculous right there. That wasn't her plan at all.
Yeah,
I
think her sister will be giving it to her on that one.
That's one of those where you take it back and your mind just says, no, I know I can do this.
That was fine in the sense of fine dining as opposed to fast food.
It's got some fire in her, doesn't she?
I'm telling you.
I love that.
I'm telling you.
Well, this should be quite some birdie for Henderson at the 18th, Jerry.
Yeah, I'll say. Walking up the fairway and around the greens, everybody, the gallery, the marshals, are just saying what a shot that was. And I like her chances here. Got a pretty good read, both from Morgan Pressel's putt and Austin Ernst's pitch shot. Probably just a left edge putt, maybe just outside, a little slippery downhill. She has played, as mentioned, all but one tournament. She's going to play every tournament through Toledo the week after the U.S. Women's Open. And then, of course, she gets the UL International Crown week off because Canada didn't qualify.
Great three. That is fantastic. Henderson tied for the lead. Yeah, she'll have UL Crown week off, as you say, Jerry, and then another big week over in England, just north of London, for the Rico Women's British Open. And she'll have a putt for a birdie. A scorecard of Brooke Henderson. And that's why you want to get your round done, because you can grab a handful of M&Ms. Although, a lot of these players, they wouldn't even touch them. Oh, get your hand out of the candy jar.
Thank you. You going in too?
Time for an M&M.
Man down.
They're known for their card, and now she's got to talk to Jerry.
M&Ms with peanuts are the snack of choice in the scorer's tent. Celebrating Canada Day, your national holiday, with some fireworks here on the final hole. Tell me about that shot. Was that the plan? It didn't sound like it.
Well, lots of times when Britt and I discuss a plan, then once I get over the shot, I kind of decide on something different, and that's kind of what happened there. The ultimate goal is to get it on the front right corner of the green, and I thought maybe if I could give it a little bit extra, it could maybe chase up there a little bit. Caught the slope, and I was fortunate enough to make the birdie.
According to Judy's calculation, roughly 22, 23 hours away from the course, finally maybe feeling a little rested. 4 under today, 7 under yesterday. How much different did the course play?
It played way different today. The conditions were a lot firmer, a lot faster, a lot harder. Releases were almost 9 yards at times, and where yesterday I was stopping it pretty much within a yard. So kind of just had to deal with that as the day went on, and it kind of just progressed all day. And I didn't start out the day feeling very well, but I'm happy with a 400 day and hopefully a little better tomorrow.
Last year you came out on the weekend and just basically ran away with the best golf of your young career at that point. What's the plan for this weekend?
I'm in a really good position, tied for the lead with 2 days left. There's 36 holes of golf where there's lots of birdies and there's lots of things that can happen. So I'm really excited to be in this position and really looking forward to it.
And your thoughts about playing with Suzanne, who also has a great track record like you do right here?
Yeah, for sure. I think she's won twice here within the last couple of years. So it'll be a lot of fun. She's an awesome player and someone that I looked up to when I was younger. So it'll be a lot of fun.
All right. There's some more M&Ms waiting for you over there. We appreciate your time. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks, Jerry.